Welcome, everyone. Today we are diving into the vibrant world of CSS colors. From keywords to hexadecimal, we will explore the different ways you can paint your web pages with the perfect use of colors. Whether you're a seasoned developer or just starting out, understanding CSS color values is very important for creating visually appealing websites. So let's get ready to add some colors to our web pages. In CSS, keywords are the most basic way to set colors. With names like red, blue, black, these predefined colors make it easy to add basic colors to your web elements. For instance, in this example, we have an H1 with a property of color and a keyword of black. This will set the text color of an H1 element to black. While keywords are convenient, they offer a very limited palette. For more control and precision, we need to explore other color models. Before we start coloring our web page, so this is our web page. We have H1 and H3 web element and all are span. So let me first define some settings for the span. So I will be using display inline block. So to give a specific dimension to our span tag, we need to define an inline block because span element is defined as an inline element. You cannot give dimension unless it is a block level element or an inline block element. So let's give it a width for this example of 140 pixels, a height also of 140 pixels, a border of 1 pixel solid, more on border on the next topics. So we like to center the text, such as center. And I'm not recommending this one for vertical alignment, but if you're using this to center this vertically, you must match the height of the element. So I think 140 pixels. Then this span will have we can have a color of white, but again, since the background is white, so we cannot see the text anymore. But our topic is color, so that's why we will create some colors. So span class keyword 01. So the first method is to give it a color with specific keywords. So for example, black. So this one is a keyword example of colors. But again, keyword colors is very limited. So this is just for quick prototyping in my part in my experience. So for example, keywords number to another keyword is still. So by simply going to google.com, you can search for the valid color keywords in terms of CSS settings. So another example, we have background of maroon. So we can also have green, but it depends on your design. For this one, these are the keywords. Remember that keywords are words. It's very easy to understand. So this one will be the basis of your color. If you're trying to quick prototype your web pages, I think keyword colors will be the first step. Then my recommendation is to move to other color schemes such as RGBA model, hexadecimal, or I will teach you also this in this module, CSS variables. For the next color scheme, we have the RGB model or the red, green, blue model. It accepts three parameters. So the RGB model allows for a wide range of colors by mixing the red, green, and blue light In CSS, you can specify an RGB color, for example here with H1, where each value ranges from 0 to 255. This model is perfect for digital displays since screens use red, green, blue pixels to create all colors we see. By adjusting these values, you can create any color imaginable. So it has also its corresponding another variation, which is the RGBA model with specific alpha. So taking RGB a step further, the RGBA model adds an alpha channel to control transparency. The syntax here, color RGBA with a specific numbers includes a fourth value, as you can see here, from 0 to 1, representing the opacity. This means that you can make elements partially transparent, which is great for overlay effects and adding depth to your design. So let's see how this works in practice. We have here a class of RGB01. So to use the RGB colors, so we say background, because we're creating background colors, then RGB and any three number combination from 0 to 255. So for this one, we use 9, 32, and 237. So this will be the color of 932 and 297. So another one, we can also use RGB, I mean background first, RGB, then 173, 2, and 113. So this is our second color. And for our last RGB, but with an alpha, you can see the background. RGB, instead of RGB, we add a component of A. Then we say 245, 4, 4. So remember, the last value will be the transparency. So this means that the RGBA, sorry for this one, that the RGBA is semi-transparent. So if I convert this to 0.25, so the color is transparent. It's not fading, but rather it is transparent. So a value of 1 is opaque. So 0.75 is 75% opacity. So that is the RGBA notation. So remember, you just add a specific A values, then the fourth value will become the transparency. Another popular way to design colors is to use the hexadecimal notation. By the way, I'll convert this once back again to 0.5 because this is the original colors. So hexadecimal notation is another popular way to define colors in CSS. It is compact and widely used, especially in web design. For example, we have an H1 here of colors 00FFFF. So any valid numbers from 0 to 9 and from letters A to F. So you can also have a shorthand X values. I will demonstrate both colors and a hexadecimal notation with specified alpha colors or the not alpha colors but transparency or opacity level. So for this hex one, so we have example of background hashtag. So you use hash if you are going to declare hexadecimal notation colors 086F03. This will be the color. It's colored green. How about another example for a class of hex2? This is the class of hex2. We have a background of FF7700. So this will be the design FF700. So you can shorthand this one, a short notation example as F70. As long as two consecutive values are equal, so you can shorthand this value. Plus, if you're using VS Code, you can easily select colors by adjusting the palette. So for example, I want this color. So just leave it as it is. So for this one, the long method, the short notation will be F70 or equivalent to FF77200. This one are the same colors. So if you encountered multiple duplications such as FF77 or 00, so you can use as the shortcut notation. The last one is a hexadecimal value but with specific transparency. So it needs 6 hex colors and the last 2 digits will be the transparency. For this example, we have 1D01A6. So this is the colors. This is the colors, but you need to add more of transparency, such as 80. So remember, it is fading. So if you want it opaque, so that is FF. So if you want it fully transparent, this one is 00. You want it truly transparent. 50% notation I'm talking about here. This one is a 50% transparency. So let me show you the conversion. So if I may, so the conversion here, if you have a 20%, you convert this one to decimal. If you want 20% transparency, 20 over 100 times 255 is equivalent to 51. So 51 in decimal converted to hexadecimal is 33. So if you want a 20% transparency, the last number is 33. If you want an 80% transparency, I mean 50% transparency, the last number will be 80. So 128, 50% over 100 times 255 equals 128 in decimal. When you convert it to hexadecimal, it is 80. So I think if you're using Visual Studio Code, you will have no problem selecting colors as, again, you can use this one. This one is the transparency. So 0 to FF. So for example, we are changing this one. So this one is the color. But let's get back to the original color, which is this one. Also, I will teach you here to use CSS variables. This one is very important if you want a more flexible color scheme. So to use CSS variable, you declare a root element, then double hyphen, then the name of the sample color. For example, I have here color 1 of this specified value, 221.29. Then, of course, we have sample color 2. So we define the value as C10.823, for example. I think I'm missing one number. C1023. C1, okay, it's okay. Then we have also sample color of 3 of 2333B example. So you define a variable at the root level, and to use this CSS variable, such as here, var1, so we will use the var function. For example, look at this one. For example, we have a background, so we will use the var and the name of our variable. In this instance, we have the sample color. So this one. This one is 220129, if I'm not mistaken. If you copy this one, so sample 2, we have background of sample 3, such as this one. This is much more flexible because you can rename specific colors, not just colors, but dimension, specific setting. This is not only limited to colors. For example, your web page has a main color of 1, for example, so you can easily remember the color by tuning in For example, main color of one. So I think this derivative of deriving colors is much more easier to remember than setting hexadecimal values and RGB values. But for me, if you want transparency, I'm recommending RGBA because the transparency is easy to understand as opposed using hexadecimal value. But again, it's up to you if you want to use this method. Okay, to wrap things up, so I teach you how to understand CSS colors with multiple notation such as keywords, RGB, RGBA, hexadecimal, hexadecimal with alpha, and by using CSS variable. So feel free to tweak the code and learn on your own, and see you on the next lecture.